Hello, hello, hello. We are back talking about Chapter 7, Collecting, Displaying, and Analyzing Data. Hi. It's so good to see you guys. I miss you so much. Pause, Dragon. What are you doing? Go away. It's not time for you yet. I'm sorry about that, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. We're talking about Chapter 7, Analyzing Data, focusing on Lesson 1, Mean, Median, Mode, and Range. So, these are called measures of central tendency. Okay, so whenever you see the word central tendency, you know that we are talking about the mean, median, mode, and range. Okay, so the measures of central tendency show what the middle of the data set looks like. So that's what the central tendency does. Okay. The measures of central tendency are the mean, median, and mode. Okay, I kind of gave you a little spoiler alert on that one. Okay, anyways, the problem says find the mean, median, mode, and range of 8, 3, 5, 1. Oh gosh, I can't read. 8, 3, 5, 4, 1, and 3. Boom. Okay. Whew. All right. The first thing we're going to do is find the mean. So when you find the mean, another word for the word mean, which you might be aware of, is called the average, okay? The mean is the sum of the values divided by the number of values in the data set. So to figure out what the mean of this data set is, we're just going to go 8 plus 3 plus 5 plus 4 plus 1 plus 3, which is what they did right here. That equals 24. And then you figure out how many terms there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you go 24 divided by 6, which is 4, which means that the mean equals 4 of this data set. Okay, so that is the mean. Let's talk about the mode. It's going to be one of those days today. We're going to get through it. Okay. Find the mode. The mode is the value that occurs most often. So what you want to do is you want to list all of these numbers in order. So 1 is the smallest, and then 3, and then there's another 3. So you list it twice. 4 is the next biggest, and then 5, and then 8. So you list the numbers in order. And the mode is the number that shows up the most frequently. So here in this list of number, you see that 3 shows up twice. And so that means that the mode is equal to 3. Now, so the mode is the value that occurs most often. Sometimes, this is important to know, sometimes there is no mode. And what that means, if every number is just listed one time, then there is no mode. And you just say there's no mode. Okay? Let's talk about the range. The range is a funny one. It's not really that funny. I don't know why I said that. Okay. The range, find the range. Okay, the range is the difference between the biggest number and the smallest number. Pretty easy. You go 8 minus 1, which equals 7. So that means the range for this problem is 7. Lastly is the median. For the median, the first step you have to do is sort the numbers from smallest to largest. And then the median is just the middle value. So what I like to do is I like to do this right here. I take one from here, and then I take one from here, and then I take one from this side, and then one from this side. And then here there are 2 in the middle. So what you do is when there's 2 in the middle, and you don't just have a definite middle term, you average those 2 values. So you go 3 plus 4, and then those are 2 values, so you're going to divide it by 2. So 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 divided by 2 ends up being 3.5. So in that case, the median equals 3.5. Boom. There you go. So we're going to go ahead and practice this. We are going to find the range, the median, the mean, and the mode for each data set. So here we go. Let's go ahead and determine the, what should we do? Let's do the, first let's just list them in order. That sounds like a great step. So the smallest one is 3. The next smallest one would be 5. and then 6, and then another 6, and then 8. Whenever I'm done listing, I'm listing them in order. I like to count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, great. I didn't leave any out. So let's go ahead. Let's find the range. So the range is found by taking the biggest value and subtracting it from the smallest. So it's just going to be 8, take away 3, which is 5. So that means the range equals 5. Okay, let's go ahead and find the mean. The mean is like the average. So we're just going to take these values. So we're going to find the mean next. We're going to take these values and add them all together. So 3 plus 5 plus 6 plus 6 plus 8. And then divide it by the total of numbers there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 numbers there. Yeah, so we're just going to add these up. Okay. Okay, so what do we have? We have 3 plus 5, which is 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 plus 6 would be 20. 20 plus 8 would be 28. So I think it's 28. I'm going to go ahead and add it backwards to make sure I'm right. 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 plus 6 would be 20. That would be 25. That would be plus 3. 25 plus 3 would be 28. So yeah, 28 divided by 5, because there's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I just need to determine what's 28 divided by 5. I'm going to go right here, or maybe, yeah, why not? 28 divided by 5. Does 5 go into 2? No, it doesn't. Does 5 go into 28? Yes, it does. 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25. Take away 8, take away 5 is 3. Add a decimal. Add a 0, drop it down. 5 goes into 36 times. 6 times 5 is 30. No remainder. Boom. There we have it. Our mean is 5.6. So I'm going to say the mean is 5.6. Okay. I have the range equaling 5. The next one, what does it want us to find? The median. The median is the number in the middle. So to find the median, I'm going to find the number in the middle. So I listed them in order. I'm going to take the smallest one and the biggest one away, and then the next smallest and biggest, and there we have it. There is our winner. The median is the one in the middle, which would be 6. So the median is 6. Okay, and then lastly, the mode. The mode is just the number that shows up most frequently, which would be 6. So the mode is 6. And there we have it, the range, the median, the mean, well, the range, the mean, the median, and the mode. Perfect, woo! Got through problem number 1. Let's go to problem number 2. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna find the range, mean, median, and mode. And we're gonna put the numbers in order first. Okay, so the smallest number is 9, followed by 12, and then 15, and then 17, and 17. Perfect. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is find the range. So the range is the biggest number subtracted from the smallest number. So 17 minus 9, which is equal to 8, which means that the range is equal to 8. Perfect. Then what we're going to do is find the mean. The mean is just like the average. So we're going to add up all these numbers. 9 plus 12 plus 15 plus 17 plus 17. And then we're going to divide it by the number of numbers that there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So divide it by 5. Okay, cool. I think for this one, I'm just going to go ahead and use my calculator. The calculator. 9 plus 12 plus 15 plus 17 plus 17, and hit enter. We end up with 70. 70 divided by 5, so I'm just going to go 70 divided by 5, and I end up with my mean, which equals 14. Perfecto. And now on to the median. The median, I'm going to find the middle number. I'm going to take the smallest and the biggest away, and then the next smallest and the next biggest away, and there we have it. Our median is 15. So the median equals 15. Now we're going to determine our mode. Our mode is the number that shows up most frequently, which would be 17. So the mode equals 17. Boom. Now we are done. Perfect. Okay, well, at least with that problem. So now it is time for you to try out this on your own. I want you to find the range, mean, median, and mode of each of the data sets for problems 3, 4, 5, and 6. So go ahead and do those. Where's my friend? Oh, there's the pause dragon. Remember to pause your device when you get done. Press play, and we'll go over the answers. All right, see you in a bit. See you in a bit. You can do it. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. All right, see you. Bye. Not bye, just see you in a bit. All right, we're back. Let's go ahead and start with problem number 3. The first thing we're going to do is put these numbers in order. Okay, the smallest number would be 19, followed by 23. There are two 23s. Followed by 26, and then 27, and 35. It's very, very important that you, when you order these from least to greatest, that you have all of the numbers present, because if one number's wrong or not in there, then because you just missed it, then everything's going to be wrong. So let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, cool. We got it. All right. So the first one, let's do the range. The range, we find the range by taking the biggest value, 35, and subtracting it from the smallest value, which is 9. Okay, so we just do that subtraction. We need to borrow from the 3, making that a 2. 15 take away 9 would be 6. 2 take away 1 is 1. So that means the range is 16. That just tells you how spread out the data is. So the data set is spread out by 16 units. All right, cool. Let's go on to the next one, the mean. So for the mean, we are going to add up all these numbers. So 19 plus 23 plus 23 plus 26 plus 27 plus 35. We're going to add them up and then divide it by the total number. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 numbers there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get my calculator. Oh, I'm going to clear it out. Clear, clear, clear. Okay, and then I'm just going to add this. So 19 plus 23 plus 23 plus 26 plus 27 plus 35 equals 153 divided by 6. So we're just going to divide it by 6. And we end up with the mean equaling 25.5. So there we go. Okay, the next one we are going to determine is the median. Now remember, the median is the, what is it? The median is the middle, the number in the middle. So we are going to take one from the smallest, take the biggest, the next smallest, the next biggest. Ooh, there's 2 in the middle. So when we're doing the median, we need to go ahead and take the average of those values. So I'm going to go 23 plus 26, and since there's 2, I'm taking the average. I'm going to divide it by 2. Okay, so what is 23 plus 26? I'm going to say 3 plus 6 is 9, and 2 plus 2 is 4. So it's going to be 49 divided by 2, and 49 divided by 2. I'm going to do that over here. 49 divided by 2. 2 goes into 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 0, I drop it like it's hot. 2 goes into 9 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8. 9 take away 8 is 1. And then I have a remainder, so I need to add a 0. Drop it down like it's hot. You drop it like it's hot. 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10 with no remainder. And boom, we have it. Okay, it's 24.5. Okay, so that means that the median equals 24.5. There we have it. All right. All right, all right, all right. Okay, lastly is the mode. The mode. What is the mode? Let's see here. The number that shows up most frequently would be 23. So the mode is equal to 23. Okay? So if you got all those right, great job, you did it! Okay, on to problem 4. Problem number 4. First thing we're going to do is put all these numbers in order. We can do that. You can do it. Woo, you can do it. I don't know. I just messed that up. All right. Okay. Put them in order. The smallest number would be 6, and then 7, and then 9, and then 13, followed by 15, followed by 16. Okay, that's the order. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, they're all accounted for. We're going to find the range first. Remember, the range is the biggest one subtracted by the smallest one. So we have 16, take away 6, which is 10. So that means that the range equals 10. Perfect. Okay, now we're on to the mean. The mean, or the average, means that we're just going to add up all these numbers. So 6 plus 7 plus 9 plus 13 plus 15 plus 16, and then we're going to divide it by however many numbers there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, let's see here. 6 plus 7 plus 9 plus 13 plus 15 plus 16. I'm just adding all those numbers up. That equals a total of 66, which is going to be divided by 6. 66 divided by 6 is 11. So that means that the mean is equal to 11. All right. Cool. Let's go to 4. Well, we are in 4. Oh, man. I don't know what's wrong with my brain today. Okay, we're doing the median. The median. Okay, so we're going up here. The numbers need to be listed in order. We're going to find the number that's in the middle. So this is the smallest. We're taking away the biggest, the next smallest, the next biggest. And we have 9 and 13 in the middle. So we need to take the average of those two values. Means we're going to add them together and divide by 2 because there's 2 of them. 9 plus 13 would be 22, right? Yes, it would. 22 divided by 2, which is 11. So that means our median is equal to 11. All right, all right. And then we are on to our mode. Mode. Okay, so are any numbers repeated? There are not. So that means we have no mode. So there you go. So if you got that right, great job. Let's move on to problem number 5. And everybody clap your hands. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know. It just needed to be done. Okay, on to problem 5. The first thing we need to do is put the numbers in order. So we have 38, followed by 42, followed by another 42, followed by 43, and 45. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfecto. Okay, we are finding the range first. So remember the range, you take the biggest number and you subtract it by the smallest. So 45 minus 38. Okay, we have to borrow, making that 15 and that 3. 15 take away 8 is 7. 3 take away 3 is just 0. So the range is equal to 7. The range equals 7. All right. The next one we are going to calculate is the mean. Okay, the mean. Oh, the mean. So we're going to add up all these numbers. 38 plus 42 plus 42 plus 43, plus 45, and then we're going to divide it by however many numbers there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 numbers. Okay, okay. Clear it out. Let's go ahead and figure out what it is. 38 plus 42 plus 42 plus 43 plus 45. Enter. 210. All right, so this equals 210 divided by 5. I'm just going to go 210 divided by 5. That equals 42. So that means our mean equals 42. Okay, and on to the median. Okay, the median is the middle number, the number in the middle. Median. Okay, so I'm going to take away the smallest one and then the biggest one and then the next smallest and the next biggest. And boom, there it is right there. 42 is the median. That was nice. Okay, and on to the mode. The mode is the number that shows up most frequently. And if we're scanning, 42 shows up the most. So that means the mode is equal to 42. All right, if you got all of those right, great job. On to problem 6. Okay, first thing we need to do is put these numbers in order. Order, order, order. Okay, the smallest number, what's the smallest number? 51. So 51 followed by 55, followed by 62, and then another 62, and then 68, and then 68. So how many numbers is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's go ahead and find the range. We're going to be taking the biggest value, subtracting it by the smallest. So 68 minus 51 shows us how spread out the data is. 9 take away, that's not 9, that's 8. 8 take away 1 is 7. 6 take away 5 is 1. So that means the range is 17. That means all of these data values are spread out by 17 units. And now it's time for the mean. The mean, we add them all up. So 51 plus 55 plus 62 plus 62 plus 68 plus 68, all divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. All right, we're going to go ahead and put all these values in and see what we end up with. 51 plus 55 plus 62 plus 62 plus 68 plus 68 equals, drum roll, 366. So 366 divided by 6, and we end up with 61. That means that our mean equals 61. All right, let's move on to the median, the number in the middle. So to find the number in the middle, we have to take away the smallest one and then the biggest one and then the next smallest and the next biggest, and oh my gosh, until we're stuck right here in the middle of 62 and 62. Well, I'm going to say that if we take the average of 62 and 62 and then divide it by 2, we're going to end up with 62. That means that the median is 62. The average of 62 and 62 is going to be 62. Just trust me on that one, okay? It just is what it is. Okay, so the next one is the mode. The mode, 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 the mode. Which number shows up the most? And, ooh, we have 62 showing up twice, and we have 68 showing up twice. That means that the mode is, drum roll, 62 and 68. You can have 2 modes. We do not discriminate in the world of modes. Okay, right, so if you got all that right, wonderful job. Let's move on to problem 7. Problem 7 is in a table, and we're just going to do the same thing. So I want you to go ahead and do it. Just use these numbers, 44, 41, 47, 42, 36. Find the range, the mean, the median, and the mode. All right, go ahead and press pause. Figure it out, and when you get done, press play, and we will go over the results. All right, see you in a bit. All right, we are back with problem number 7. The first thing we have to do is put the numbers in order. So starting with the smallest number would be 36. So it's going to be 36, and then 41, and then 42, and then 44, and then 47. Let's see how many numbers that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're good. Now let's determine the range. Remember, the range is found by taking the biggest number and subtracting it by the smallest. That shows you how spread out the data is. Isn't that interesting? Okay, 7 take away 6 is 1. 4 take away 3 is 1. That means the data is spread out by 11 units. So our range is equal to 11. Woohoo! We did it! All right, okay, on to the next one. The mean means that we're going to take all the numbers and add them up. 36 plus 41 plus 42 plus 44 plus 47, and divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Okay, let's go ahead and add all these numbers up. Add them up, add them up, add them up. 36 plus 41 plus 42 plus 44 plus 47. Enter. That equals 210. I feel like I've seen this number before. 210 divided by 5. 210 divided by 5 equals 42. Perfect. The mean is equal to 42. That is the average number. Okay, and if you see, those numbers are around 42. There's some that are below, some that are above. It's just kind of in the middle, all right? Let's figure out what the median is. So the median is going to be the number in the middle when you list them from smallest to largest. So I'm going to find the one in the middle. I'm going to take away the smallest, and then the biggest, and then the next smallest, and the next biggest. And boom, there we have it. There's the median, 42. Oh, wow, look at that. The median and the mean are the same number. Oh, fun fact. Okay. Okay, on to the mode. Mode. There is no number that's repeating, so there is no mode. So that's the answer for the mode. There you go. Perfect. Okay, on to the next page. If you got that one right, yokinenkimashita, you did a great job. All right, let's move on to the next page. The next page. All right, so on the next page, we are talking about outliers. An outlier is a value that is much greater than or much less than the other values in the data set. So when we're looking at this data set right here, we want to figure out, well, what is the outlier here? Which number is in this list of 7, 9, 30, 9, 5, and 6? Which number just doesn't look like it fits? It either looks like it's way too big or way too small. So we want to notice, how does the outlier affect the mean, median, and mode of the data? First, you have to be able to identify the outlier. So write the data in order and identify the outlier. So when we write it in order, we go 5, 6, 7, 9, 9, 30. That's a huge jump. So that means that 30 is our outlier. It's just the number that just doesn't quite fit most of the data. See, most of the data is between 5 and 9, and then you have 30, which is way, way, way too big. So that is called an outlier. So let's look at the different central tendencies when the outlier is in effect and when the outlier is not in effect. So with the outlier, if we include the outlier and we find the mean, we're going to take these values, 7 plus 9 plus 30 plus 9 plus 5 plus 6, which is 66, and then divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, divided by 6, and we get 11. Okay, so the mean is 11. If we don't have the outlier, if we take the outlier away and we just add up the values without and try to find the mean, we'll have 7 plus 9 plus 9 plus 5 plus 6, which is 36. And then there's only going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we go 36 divided by 5, which is equal to 7.2. So the mean is 7.2. I wonder which one of these best describes the data set. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the median. The median, remember, is the number in the middle. So if we sort these numbers with the outlier from smallest to largest, we have 5, 6, 7, 9, 9, 30. So we're going to go ahead and find the median. So we're going to take one away from this side, one away from this side, one away from this side, one away from this side. There's 2 in the middle. So we have to find the average of 7 plus 9, which is 16, and then divide it by 2, which is 8. So the median is 8 with the outlier. Okay. But if we take the outlier away, and we only have 5, we put them in order 5, 6, 7, 9, 9. And we take one away from this side, this one, and 7 is the median over here without the outlier. Now let's talk about the mode. When we have the outlier in the mix, the mode is 9, and without the outlier, if we take that away, the mode is still 9. So let's go ahead and answer these questions. Number 8 says, how does the outlier affect the mean? Well, here, when we had the outlier, the mean was 11 with that outlier of 30 included. Okay, but without the outlier, the mean is 7.2. So what we can say is that the outlier increases the mean by, we have to figure out the difference between 11 and 7.2. So 11 take away 7.2. Got to borrow there, making that a 10. 10 take away 2 is 8. That would be a 0. 10 take away 7 is 3. Okay, so the outlier increases the mean by 3.8. Okay, so if you look at all of these values are between 5 and 9. So if the mean is 11, it's not really describing most of the values. Most of the values are actually below 11. Actually, all of them except the one outlier. So this outlier really raises the mean, and so I don't really think it's an accurate description of this data set, even though theoretically that is the mean. But if you're trying to describe the data set, this mean is not a very good description of the data set. Whereas if we take away the outlier, it says the mean is 7.2. Now 7.2 describes most of the data. Most of the data is centered around 7.2. There's a couple above 7.2, there's a couple below. So this mean is actually a way better description of what's going on with this data set of taking out the outlier and then finding the mean. Okay, so let's go on to problem 9. It says, how does the outlier affect the median? So here with the outlier, the median is 8. And without the median, the without the outlier, the median is 7. So what that means is the outlier increases the median by 1. Okay? The outlier increases the median by 1. So here it doesn't seem like the outlier has as much of effect on the data set when we're talking about the median. So the median is, when you have outliers, sometimes the median is a really good choice to use to describe the data set. Okay, lastly, how does the outlier affect the mode? Well, with the outlier, the mode is 9, and without the outlier, the mode is 9. So I think it's pretty safe to say that the outlier does not affect the mode. Okay, perfect. Let's go on to the next page. So to choose the measure of central tendency, so remember this, whenever you see this word central tendency, that's talking about the mean, the range, the median, and the mode. So to choose the measure of central tendency that best describes a set of data, choose the measure that is closest to the greatest number of values in the data set, or if there is an outlier, think about how it affects the mean and the median, and then choose the measure that is affected the least by the outlier. So I think if we were looking and comparing the mean and the median in this last problem, I would say that the median is affected the least, so we would have chosen that one to use for the central tendency. Okay, so let's look at this next problem here. It says, use the data set to answer the questions. Is there an outlier? If so, what is it? Okay, so the first thing we need to do is just list these numbers in order from least to greatest. So I'm going to go 2, 3, 3, 4. The next biggest one would be 6, and then another 6, and then 25. Let's go ahead and count out the numbers to make sure they're all over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So when we look at this data set, is there an outlier? Is there one number that is just way bigger than most of the data or way smaller than most of the data? And if I'm looking at this, I would say that most of the data is right here. And this 25 is way, 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 way bigger. So what that means is that the outlier, is there an outlier? The answer is yes. The outlier is 25. Okay. Now the question is asking us, how does the outlier affect the mean and the median? So in order to determine that, we need to figure out what the mean is with and without the outlier, and then do the same for the median. So we're going to find the mean over here. So first we're going to find the mean with the outlier. Okay. So we're going to find it with the outlier. So we're just going to add up all the numbers. 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 6. Wait, 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 25. And then we're going to divide that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? So let's go ahead and put all these values into our calculator. Once it turns on, clear it out. Okay, 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 25. That equals 49. 49 divided by 7 equals 7. So the mean with the outlier is equal to 7. So mean with outlier equals 7. Okay? So next we're going to find the mean without the outlier. So that means we're going to add 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 6, and then divide that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I can probably figure this out. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 plus 6 would be 24. I'm going to count it backwards just to make sure. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. 16 plus 3 would be 19. 19 plus 3 would be 22. 22 plus 2 would be 24. Perfect. Okay, and that's divided by 6, which is equal to 4. So the mean without the outlier, I should have said without the outlier, is equal to 4. This means that the, the outlier increases the mean by, the difference between 7 and 4, by 3, okay? Okay, so we see what happens. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at the median. Kind of took up a lot of space there. Okay, so the median, okay, we're going to do the median with outlier. So I'm going to put them all in order. 2, 3, 3, 4, 6, 6, and 25. So we're going to find the median, which means we're going to take one from this side, and 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 then we have the one in the middle. So the median with the outlier would equal, with outlier is 4. Okay, and then we are going to determine the median. Oh shoot, oh man, hold on. Median without outlier. Okay, so we have 2, 3, 3, 4, 6, and 6. We take away the outlier. Let's figure out what the median is. So take one from this side, take one from that side, one from this side, one from that side. We have these two in the middle. So that means we need to take the average of these values and divide it by 2. 3 plus 4 is 7. Divided by 2, 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So that means that the median without the outlier is 3.5. So I would say that the outlier increases the median by 0.5. Okay, so there we go. Problem 13 says, which measure of central tendency best describes the data between the mean and the median? So here the outlier increases the mean by 3 and it increases the median by 0.5. So it looks like the median isn't affected as much by the outlier as the mean is. So I would say the median would be the central tendency best to use. Okay? So the median would be the best measure of central tendency because it is affected would be affected, I think it's affected least by the outlier. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's go on to the last page. So here we have a different type of a representation of a data set. It says the line plot below shows the number of kilometers Clara ran each day for 14 days. Use the line plot for exercises, well, 14 and 15. We're going to make this into a 14, and 15. Okay? So find the mean, median, mode for the set of data. Okay, perfect. So the mean, let's go ahead and find the mean first. The mean means we just add up all of the numbers and then divide by the total. So here, each one of these x's represents the number 4. So it's going to be 4 plus 4 plus 4, and then plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 11 plus 15 plus 16. So this is a lot of numbers, so I want to make sure that I have them all represented. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, they're all there, which means we're going to divide by 14. Okay, so we're going to add up all these numbers by putting them into our calculator. So 4, oh, got to turn it on, clear it out. Okay, 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 11 plus 15 plus 16. Enter equals 98. So 98 divided by 14. Now, since there's so many numbers here, I'm just going to go ahead and check my 98 by adding them all in there again, because sometimes you can just mess up on one thing. So I'm going to start over. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 11 plus 15 plus 16, and enter. And I got 98, so that means that I entered them all correctly. So 98 divided by 14, which is here, 98 divided by 14, and I'm going to hit enter, equals, what does that equal? 7. Okay, so that means the mean equals 7. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and find the median. So for finding the median, we need to list all the numbers from smallest to largest. Here, median. Okay, so 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 11, 15, and 6. Okay, 18. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so I'm just going to do the median process. I'm going to take the smallest one and then take the biggest one. Next smallest, next biggest, 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 until I find I have 2 in the middle. So that means I need to take the average of those 2 numbers, which is going to be 5 plus 6 divided by 2. 5 plus 6 is 11 divided by 2. 11 divided by 2 is 5.5, which means that the median is 5.5. Okay, and lastly, we did the mean, we did the median. Now we need to determine what the mode is. The cool thing about this is it's very easy to see the mode because of the number of x's. So you can see that 5 and 6 have the same number of x's and they have the most number of x's. So that means our mode is equal to 5 and 6. Okay, let's look at problem 15. It says, which measure of central tendency best describes the data, and explain your answer. So when I'm looking at these, I'm looking at what describes this data. When I just look at this data, it looks like the data is really circulating around 4, 5, and 6. So this is what's happening. When I look at the mean being 7, 7 is like there's so many numbers below it versus there's only 3 numbers above the number 7, and there's 4, that's 8, that's 11. There's 11 numbers below the number 7. And so I don't think that the mean is a very good representation of this data set because there are some outliers going on, okay? The median, however, 5.5, I think that is pretty accurate. Most of the data is happening here. There's a little bit going on there, but having the medians be 5.5, I think that is very, very telling to where the actual, most of the data points are. The mode 5 and 6, I think it tells you, 5 and 6 tells you something. That's where, but it doesn't tell you about anything else. So what I'm going to say is that the median is the best, the median is the best measure of central tendency because most of the data values lie, or I'm going to say surround 5.5. All right. So, yeah, we will see you next time. That was a lot of information. Chapter 7, Lesson 1. Okay, I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.